Welcome guys, Jerome here. First and foremost, I would say I apologize for the fact that I took seclusion to deepen and develop ideas to help you navigate the world that has become more uncertain, more unpredictable. It is an honor to serve you. Okay, let us just dive in the subject right away. Why Pseudo expert cannot find coconuts in Coconut Island? Evolution is scalable. The DNA that wins, whether by luck or survival advantage, will replicate or reproduce itself, like a best-selling book or a successful record, and become pervasive, meaning widespread and general. Other DNA will vanish. Let me give you 3 practical examples that shows in nutshell what I mean. First example, take Google. Google controls more than 80% of traffic online. Microsoft controls more than 80% of personal computer, laptops, and other devices produced out there. If you take Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, these are the behemoth of social media with close to 90% of the lion's share in terms of social media. This, by the way, is the reason why I always say history is written by the winners, by the visible, by the salient. Now, second example. Take a marketer or a consultant or an expert who launches an online course with, let's say, 500,000 people on his or her list, has baseline, right? At the end of the course, the expert will take the performance of a set of, let's say, 20 or 50 or 100 or even, let's say, even 1,000 who are now very successful, which here is called the survivorship bias. The rest will end up in the graveyard. Now, third example, and then I'll put everything together. In art, say the cinema, things are far more vicious. Let me explain. What we call talent, meaning skills, generally comes from success rather than the opposite, meaning the other way around. A great deal of empiricism has been done on the subject by the most notable economist, well-known Art Devani, an insightful and original thinker who single-mindedly studied wild uncertainty in the movies. Wild uncertainty is also called the complex domain, or the unpredictable domain, or the nonlinear domain. He showed that sadly much of what we ascribe to skill is an after-fact attribution. Let me repeat again, guys. Most of what we ascribe to skills is an after-the-fact attribution. The movie make the actor, he claimed, meaning Art Devani, he claimed, and a large dose of nonlinear luck makes the movie. The success of movies depends severely on contagion, and as I say repetitively in many of episodes, that a lot of books, a lot of things in art, cultural life, history life, are not driven, meaning are not successful because of their validity. It is vastly due to contagion. Now, Such contagion do not just only depend to movies that seem to affect a wide range of cultural products, such as books, online courses, you name it, right? Now, it is hard for us to accept that the people do not fall in love with works of art only for their own sake, all right? But also in order to feel that they belong to a community. By imitating, we get closer to others. That is, all other imitations. It's fight solitude. In the meantime, as we hate solitude and crave society, as nature draws men to each other, so in this matter also there is an attraction which makes us desirous of friendship. When you start buying a bestseller in London because you heard it, let's say when you start buying a book in London because you heard it, you heard it hit the New York Times bestseller list, or it is a bestseller on Amazon, you are no more longer independent. You are subjected to interdependence, which, by the way, hence means you are in a complex domain. In another word, the entity is more prone to large deviation, that we call in mathematics, for those of you in technical stuff, fatal, right? And the more fatal, the more complex the world become, right? Now, what are the main kernel point of my thoughts? What am I trying to say between all these three examples? What I'm saying is, you cannot understand a group of persons or a nation or a party by the observation of the behavior of a single individual. That's one. Why? Because the market is not driven by the average. It is driven by people plus interaction. Therefore, you cannot really see how things aggregate by studying individual behavior. Keep in mind, in a complex domain, things are opaque, which is one, by the way, one of the main characteristics of the complex world, or the world of uncertainty. But we will dive in that subject in the next episode. This is the reason why I recommend those of you who haven't listened or watched when lightning hit, we do not change the laws of nature. To go ahead and listen and watch it and take notes as much as you can, and please keep in mind, start implementing it in your business life, or even if you are an investor, just start using it right away. Now, the second big idea that I want you to take is the following. We are more likely to mistake skill with convex luck. Convex luck means good luck. Convex luck is more in a technical way, meaning mathematical way, but it vastly means good luck, because luck is an option. You can have good luck just as you can have bad luck. Now, let me pull back again. What I'm saying is, we are more likely to mistake skills with good luck than good luck with skills. Just as certain objects which are perfectly straight when sunk in water appear to the watcher has bent or broken off. So, it matters not what you see, but with what eyes you see it. Our minds are too dull of vision to perceive the truth. And this is fundamental, right? With skills in mediocrity, you are going to be very successful. have a happy life, be in the upper middle class, probably you know you are going to definitely do very well with skills in mediocrity, because the link between action and reward, meaning consequence, is going to be visible and you know what to do, right? But guess what? In extremistan, as I said again, please listen to the next episode. When the lightning hit, you do not change the law of nature. The mediocrity and the extremistan will be defined there. Now, when you are in extremistan, skills are often necessary but not highly sufficient. You see, if you are a writer, you need to know to be able to compose sentences, or if you are an expert, you have courses online there, you need to be able to compose sentences, write them and put them down, right? Okay, you need to have all the ingredients, yet because of let's say Tony Robbins, Jay Abraham, Brendan Bouchard, or Rich Sheffrin is going to take the space, right? In another word, you are not going to be noticed in a highly way. Why? Because we live today, as I say, we are shifting more from the mediocrity to the extremistan. Because of globalization and internet, the world has become more complex, hence more prone to large deviation. In another word, more prone to the exception, to the outlier, which has vastly more consequence to the rest of what you have ever done in your life. In another word, it's not how long you have been successful or unsuccessful, it is the cumulative, the magnitude that counts. And that one wiped out everything. In another word, it is the winner take all effect, take all the advantages, right? Okay, now, so because of extremistan, one person win everything, there is a much higher dose of luck in extremistan. It can be good luck, like it can be bad luck. And this is, by the way, the reason why optionality profit has been created, in order to help you make decisions on the incomplete information and incomplete understanding, or how do you make a decision in a world you don't understand, and build a system where mistakes can occur without threatening the system, and use as fuel for improvement, right? Go. Good. And third, big idea. Clearly, people may discuss a book because they have heard about it. It can be a book, it can be a movie, it can be a course that they went through online, or whatever that has something to do with art, right? They may discuss it because they heard about it, or their friends like it, or they are genuinely impressed with it. The first two are extrinsic reason, meaning they heard about it or their friend like it. This, by the way, is linked to social media. This is the reason why social media is highly successful, right? Because it brings people to their roots, right? Just like way back 10,000 or 15,000 years ago, people live in group, right? Social media allow people basically to be communicating between themselves, which even explain why is that you see something like television is completely obsolete. Nobody watch television anymore, right? Because it is only one-way conversation, whereas with social media, it is two-way conversation. You are interacting, just like way back before. Way back before, people used to live in group and they communicate together. Now the medium now is through social media. Now, as I was saying, the first two reasons, meaning they may discuss an online course or a book because they like, because they heard about it, or because their friends like it. These first two reasons are extrinsic reasons, whereas the last one, meaning they are genuinely impressed with it is an intrinsic reason, right? And the first two reasons that I gave are the core, the key of social contagion, meaning they heard about it or their friend like it, right? This is where social contagion kicks in. Put it in another word, some people will call it when a work of art, when there's a product of art goes viral online, right? This is it. This is another way of expressing it. And lastly, thank you guys. It was an honor to serve you today, and keep in mind you are a magnificent